Assalamualaikum viewers, I am Rabia and welcome to the program Cutting Edge. Today we are here to talk about a very common but a distressing issue of radicalization. As viewer, we cannot deny this very fact that the element radicalization prevails in our society. But before we talk about radicalization, let's try to understand it first. Radicalization is a process or could be an action by which an individual or group adopts increasingly extreme political, social or religious ideas or some sort of aspirations that rejects or undermine contemporary ideas or prevailing civilized norms and expressions of the nation. Radicalization can be both violent and non-violent. Although the most academic literature declares radicalization as extreme and violent behaviors to infuse certain mindset or ideology. However, radicalization does not always lead to violence, as the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, notes. A radical is a person who wishes to affect fundamental political, economical or social change or change from the ground up. That means the word radical should not be necessarily be seen as a judgmental term. It can refer to a diverse range of people who are working rough for legitimate grounds in their communities. Therefore, it is imperative not to equate radicalism with extremism. Talking about Pakistan, the constitutional umbrella provided to religion through Part 9, Article 227 of the 1973 Constitution, stating that all laws in conformity with the Holy Quran and Sunnah, thus leading to the institutionalization of religion in the Constitution of Pakistan. It was a decision taken in the ideological direction of the country, actually made religion a political force. Religious identity, slogans and symbols were often used by the political parties for political mobilization, which heightened religious resentment and acrimony by some people and unfortunately made room for religious militancy and extremism. An argument for the use of religion is that the official emphasis on Islam was to overcome the ethnic and linguistic disparity in Pakistan, but its political manifestation paved the way for the Islamist group to maintain the influence of the center in the Northern Territories. Viewers concluding that Islamic radicalism and extremism, political, social, cultural and traditional beliefs and anti-West sentiments are the important factors that radicalize people in Pakistan. In the domain of de-radicalization, what needs to be done? Number 1, FATA reforms as mentioned in the National Action Plan must be introduced so that the politically and economically deprived area of FATA can be integrated with Pakistan. Along with this, political and economical uplifting and well-being of the people is required in all the suburb areas of Pakistan which are deprived of even the basic necessities of life. Number 2, the government should focus on social reforms along with security-oriented operations. Number 3, madrasa and educational reforms should be introduced on an emergency basis to negate the widening gap between the two areas. There should be standard operating procedure SOP which ensures the better and progressive future for the student and people those are coming up through these processes. Number 4, we need to secure our porous borders not only by the security point of view. Rather, we need to make these border areas economically viable and politically literate, which is the best strategy to counter the element of radicalization. Number 5, merely filling prisons under the National Action Plan will not work. We need to bring prison reforms focusing on changing ideologies of imprisoned terrorists. Number 6, the recruitment process of youth in radical organization through social media is one of the major issues in both developed and developing states. New policy clauses need to be added to the cyber crime policy to deal with this issue. Most importantly, viewers, political will is a core element in drafting such policies. Any effective strategy for demilitarization, demobilization and rehabilitation needs to be framed by keeping in context the importance of geographic, socio-economic and cultural factors that underpin radicalization. To counter radicalization from all the imperative areas like politics, administration, social and cultural on a national level, we need well-crafted policy which should be boosted and channeled through media and educational institutions. Viewers, radicalization from any perspective is not acceptable by the League of the Nations. If we have to become a sovereign and progressive state, then the Pakistani society has to condemn. The statesmen of Pakistan are very much responsible to create and channelize an environment where the nation should be prepared and ready to adopt the world trends and must reflect a soft, flexible and a sovereign impression on the rest of the world. With these words, I'll take your leave. Hope you like watching the program. Take good care of yourself and your national affair. Goodbye and Allah